Hey, what's up everybody? In today's video, we're going to be going into a more advanced topic, but don't worry because if you're not an advanced player, these are still concepts that you can use to help you improve your game. So as you can see here, we have a video by Fuudo, a really great Japanese pro Street Fighter 6 player. And in this video, he goes over his 3 main ways that you can use to help you quickly increase your rank in rank matches or your MR if you are a master player. Now, when I watched this video, it was only in Japanese. They added some English subtitles a couple of days ago, but I went through his main points, I summarized it, and I'm going to not only break down what he goes over, like his 3 main points to help you get better, I'm going to show you how to apply what he's talking about directly in your matches to help you apply what he's talking about and to become a better player. So let's go into his first point. Alright, so this is a Japanese video, so we're going to do a Japanese mainstay, a slideshow presentation just to start. So here Fuudo's just going into talking about increasing your rank matches. A viewer asked him, how can you increase your rank matches? And he says what you should do is focus on difficult things. And what he means by that is if you only focus on doing simple things in your rank matches, then you're only going to get really simple results and you're going to hit a wall really quickly. So in his opinion, if you want to get better and increase your MR or to increase your rank quickly, you should focus on difficult things. They usually have a lot of reward behind them. So if you do things that give you lots of reward in your matches, that means you're going to be able to win faster and more convincingly. If you think about it like combos, right? If you're always doing like a really basic B&B, like jab, jab, jab into a special, yeah, it's great that you're landing your combo, but you're not going to be doing that much damage. Whereas instead, if you were to practice your max damage punish counter off like a standing hard punch or a standing hard kick into your level 3, you're going to be doing significantly more damage. So that'll decrease the amount of times you have to interact with your opponent. Now, this isn't just about combos. It can also be with neutral, like anti-airing, things like that. So to kind of demonstrate this point, let's hop over to the game and I'm going to show you how this actually applies in a real match. Alright, so here I have the dummy set as jury, and let's say I'm trying to practice against an opponent who's always doing neutral drive rush in neutral. Stuff like this, neutral drive rush into standing medium punch, which is a really common sequence from jury. So for me, as a Guile main, the easy answer to this would just be like watch them do a drive rush and then react with a flash kick, OD flash kick. It's really easy to do. But I only get like 1,800 damage off of this, and I lose 2 drive gauge bars for this. It's a little bit expensive. So I have a little bit of a replay set up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the harder option. The harder option is reacting to the drive rush and then either responding with a crouching medium punch into a combo or a crouching medium kick into a combo. So I'm just going to hit play, and I'm going to try to react. Alright. This was 2,060 damage, and I spent 0 bars for my drive meter. So not only does this give me more damage than the easy option of reacting with flash kick, but it also saves my drive meter, which is going to give me more chances to kind of play better later on in the match. So yeah, of course, there's more risk with this. I might get clipped by the move if my timing is wrong, or I might have to block something like that if I mess it up in a match. But if I really practice this and I really focus on going for that harder option instead of the easy low risk, low reward option of OD flash kick, then according to Fuudo, my chances of increasing my MR and becoming a better, stronger player in my rank matches is going to go up. But this is something I want you guys to think about when you're playing. Are you going for the best reward option when you're presented with a problem in your games? So make sure you guys are focusing on the hard things, practice that in training mode, and try to implement those into your main game when you're fighting in ranked matches or even off in locals or regular tournaments. Let's look at his second point. So Fuudo's second point is that you have to take a balanced approach to switching between being offensive and being defensive. So really quickly, let's take a look at this clip here. This is him playing DJ versus a random Cami in ranked match. And you're going to see that Fuudo's kind of alternating between playing really defensive and then playing really offensive. So there, let's go back to that for a second. So if we go to here, so we see that Fuudo's kind of just like laying back, just throwing fireballs with DJ, kind of playing lame and really playing defensive. Then when he thinks the opponent's tired of his defense and the opponent wants to switch from being defensive to being offensive, he switches to being offensive by countering his opponent's attack. So basically what Fuudo is saying is the best time to switch gears is to do the opposite of what your opponent is expecting. So if your opponent is expecting you to play really defensive in a certain situation, kind of dashing forward and doing a move all of a sudden is going to catch them by surprise, and that's going to be a really effective way to start your offense. On the other hand, if your opponent thinks you're going to be really offensive and you switch to a defensive play style, that might throw off their timing and it might make your defense much better. You throw a couple of fireballs, your opponent thinks you're going to be very passive, but instead of throwing a fireball, you walk forward and you anti-air them, beating their jump that was meant to beat your defensive play with another fireball. So now that I think you guys understand that, let's take a look at what Fuudo does in this match really quickly. So here he's throwing fireballs, and I was expecting the Cammy player to do spin knuckles. But the spin knuckle doesn't come, so what does he do? Right when the opponent thinks that he's going to be really defensive, he just drive rushes in for a throw and he gets it. What he's basically trying to do is show that he's playing really defensive, make the opponent think that he's always going to be sticking to this defensive style, and then when he sees that the opponent isn't coming in for an attack and is trying to play defensive as well, he switches gears really quick, goes for an offensive move, neutral drive rush forward into throw, and the opponent parried expecting an attack and he went for a throw and it worked. If this is something you guys haven't implemented into your game plan yet, definitely think about it and try putting it in. Now next is Fuudo's third and final point, and that is which playstyle is better to use mostly when you're trying to rank up, being defensive and reacting and trying to counter your opponent, or just being straight offensive. Now before we get into this next point, just remember, if you are enjoying this video and you like this kind of content from me, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button because it supports me as a content creator and it lets me make more videos like this. And of course, thank you so very much for the people who have already done that. I really appreciate it. So in Fuudo's opinion, it's more important for you to focus on attacking your opponent and being offensive rather than just being defensive all the time. And he has it right here. And basically he says, playing defensive and trying to counter your opponent is strong in this game. However, everybody kind of practices attacking the opponent. Because when you hop into training mode to practice, what do you usually practice? It's usually like set play, combos, tricky setups. Everybody practices that. So basically everybody you face is generally going to be good at offense. Trying to react to that and trying to play defensively is really hard to do consistently all the time, especially in a game like Street Fighter 6. However, according to Fuudo, not a lot of people actually spend that much time practicing defense. So if you want to pick a playstyle that has a higher chance of winning, it's to kind of pressure, overwhelm, and just go in on your opponent, rather than trying to play kind of passively and always react to what your opponent is doing. And then Fuudo goes on to explain that he thinks you shouldn't allow your opponent to bring out their strength. So if you play passively and you let your opponent run their offense, run their set play, you're going to be at a disadvantage because you're letting them bring out their one strength, the one thing they practice and the one thing they've worked on the most. So in order to shut that down, you want to attack them as much as possible, try to be oppressive with your gameplay, and don't even give them a chance to start running their game. Aim for their weak point, which is most likely their defense, and don't let their strong point come out, which is most likely their offense and their mix-ups, by playing that kind of strong pressure game. Now, of course, switching gears, like we talked in the previous point, is going to be important. You can't just be purely offensive all the time. You're going to have to switch defensive gears sometimes, but if you guys are kind of playing a really passive defensive style, try implementing some more offense into your game, and according to Fuudo, it's really going to help you rank up. But instead of just talking about it, let me try and show this off in a match myself. Alright, so I matched up against a Terry, and I'm going to try to implement the things Fuudo was talking about. So I'm going to try to switch gears between offense and defense, and then also generally try to be a bit more offensive when I can. There, just trying to be offensive. Throwing some booms. Stopping the drive rush. And just generally trying to be offensive here. There we go. Trying to pressure as much as I can. And then just some anti-airs. That's kind of basic stuff. But I was trying to be more offensive. I wasn't trying to be like a typical throw boom all day kind of guy. Okay, so I was on the defensive there, so I want to try to not be so much defensive like that. Okay, I don't mind that. That's fine, I'll take that throw. Ah, see? So I did the bad thing there. I did the reversal against the drive rush. Let's try to get rid of that. Then I walked backwards. I thought a throw was going to come or an overhead, so I walked back. Wasn't the right call. So let's try to fix this. Just try to pressure as much as I can here. Okay, let's throw a boom. Go for the frame trap. Nope. There we go, got it. So there, I generally tried to be offensive, tried to pressure as much as I can. Okay, let's rush in with this. Nice perfect parry on that. Yeah, I thought he was going to go for that, so I'm going to go for this now. And that should be enough to kill. There we go. So that's how you kind of got to mix and match your offense with your defense. Try to think of places where your opponent is going to kind of reversal, try to do something defensive, and then just make the right call to kind of counter them that way. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed this video and you learned something from it, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, thank you for watching, and I'm going to keep on playing with this player because I'm having fun.